Hey guys, and welcome to part 5 of the Elephant Photoshop tutorial. In this video we will add some depth effects to the tentacles, perform some quick tweaks to the head, and add some shadow to the tentacles prior to adding the water. Let's begin then by grouping our tentacles into a more organised way in a far back to very front formation. This way we can add mid-grey colour adjustment layers at different opacities from the back groups to the front groups to help give the impression of depth, especially considering these will become underwater in the next video. The goal here is to basically go through all the tentacles, creating groups and dragging and dropping the tentacles as you see fit to order them. As you go through creating the groups and moving the tentacles, also add the mid-grey colour adjustment layers and clip them to their respective group by option clicking between the adjustment layer and the group and adjusting the opacities so the ones further back have a higher opacity than the ones further front. Feel free to slow down or pause the video to see what values I have used or go with your instinct to what looks good for you. Ultimately, we end up with our tentacles organised in such a way that when we move onto the water, it will be easier to make it look like the further back ones are indeed further away than the more prominent front ones. We currently have small amounts of the elephant head that is part of the body layer showing slightly behind our actual head. Let's tweak the position and scale to get our main head into a position where we are totally obscuring the one that is part of the body below. Here, I want the furthest back tentacles to be actually coming from behind the body, so they aren't all coming from the front. Let's grab the far back group and its colour adjustment layer and drag them behind the body. Now with a soft black brush, let's paint on the body's mask to create a slightly cleaner edge. Let's now do some final small tweaks to the head just to make sure we are totally covering the body head. Let's paint with a black brush on the body head layer mask roughly around its head outline in case any pixels are still showing. This will ensure we keep our nice clean edge around the main head we selected with our pen tool earlier. I want to darken the tentacles and also add a dark shadow in the central area where the tentacles all meet the base of the trunk. Let's add a curves adjustment layer and clip it to the tentacles group. We can then drag the top right handle down like so to darken the tentacles. Lastly, let's add an exposure adjustment layer and also clip it to the curves layer below. Set the exposure value to around -1.5 to -2 and option click on the add layer mask button and add a solid black layer mask to initially hide the adjustment. Using a soft white brush, paint a large dot on the black mask where you want the dark shadow to appear. In this case, at the base of the trunk where the tentacles meet it. We may adjust the exposure value here later on. That wraps it up for this section. The tentacles may look a little dark right now, but this is just so they are prepped for showing more clearly through the water, which we will work on in the next video. See you there.